If you click on this video, I want to congratulate you for taking an interest into the CFA exam. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Falc, and I've done 4 other videos about the level 1 that I think you're gonna find very interesting. However, today I'm gonna talk about a topic that I've seen no videos about, and it's related to exam deferrals. I will be covering the new paid exam deferrals and all the questions about it, and also how to complete an emergency deferral, which is something that I just did. So let's get to it. So before last year, the only way you could postpone your exam was if you had an emergency by the guidelines of the CFA. However, since last year, the CFA Institute now allows you to pay basically $400 and just postpone your exam without giving any explanations. Now, depending on the level, you're able to postpone for up to 12 months, which is great depending on why you're postponing in the first place. In my previous videos, I've said that if you're not consistently scoring above the passing grade in your mocks, I personally think that you should postpone. But the CFA has put a big notice in their page saying that people that elect to defer consistently score below average compared to those people that don't defer. So the way I see it is usually procrastination is the big issue, and people think that by paying and having more time, they're gonna study more. But just remember that the only thing that makes a difference is practice, and usually the scores don't lie. You have up to 24 hours before your scheduled exam appointment to pay for the deferral, and the process to do so is very similar to the emergency deferral, so I will be explaining how to do it in the next part. So the CFA does have a few instances where they will allow you to postpone your exam without having to pay anything. However, it's as long as you fall under the following guidelines. The ability of you being granted a deferral or not is pretty straightforward, but as someone that just went through the process very recently, I want to walk you through it. So just like paid deferrals, if you are granted an emergency deferral, you have up to 12 months, depending on the level, to postpone your exam. And yes, if you're denied your emergency deferral, you do have the option of paying the $400 for the paid deferral. However, as you probably studied in the ethics section of the CFA, lying in an emergency deferral request can constitute as grounds for you to be suspended. So I wouldn't put in jeopardy all the effort that you put into this exam by just trying to avoid paying $400. So if you do fall into one of the categories, here's what you have to do. You have to log into the CFA portal, then click on My Account, then click on CFA Program, and then Manage My Exam. Now, I already did my deferral, so I actually can show you step by step within the system, but it's very simple. You just have to click that you want to have an emergency deferral, and you have to click the reason why. Once you do so, you're going to get an email saying that you have to upload additional documentation depending on the reasoning for your emergency deferral, and you will only finish your request once you upload such documents. So for me, my emergency deferral was because Prometric changed my appointment to a different city and a different time, and it was just not feasible for me. So I filled out the form that they requested, and I also uploaded additional evidence which constituted my repeated efforts to try to schedule a new appointment that I could make it to. And also I wrote a very short letter explaining my situation, and I signed it and I sent it. Now the CFA says that they can take up to 7 weeks to let you know if you're approved or not, but my experience was actually less than a day. I don't think this is the standard. However, if you put all the information, you're probably gonna get an answer very quick. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments so I can try to help you. And subscribe so you can see all the other CFA related videos. See you next time. Peace! Welcome to another episode of Talk to See.